Yes, hope you are fine and basically in good health. And in today's video, looking at really is, do we as Ugandans need MPs? Do we need members of parliament really? If we need them, to what extent do we really need these members of parliament? You see? Now, another thing is, why don't also these members of parliament at least have a term limit? Because these are some of the issues that I would think that if we put them into place, some of them would at least come out and then mind about their people. If not, then we see how best we can deal with them. You see? Now, to you who is the voter, you who is going to vote for that member of parliament again, whether it's an incumbent, especially you people are going to vote for the incumbents. You see? Now, these MPs come and give you soap, come and give you sugar, just a kilo of sugar, a bowl of soap, and then those small money. You see, the other time I was seeing boys and girls, you see, lining up for 1,000 Uganda shillings. Able-bodied youth lining up for just 1,000 Uganda shillings. You see? Why does that mean? That means that this MP is spoiling you for your vote. He is spoiling you for your vote if you don't know that. How do you there line up for just 1,000 Uganda shillings? You see, you sell your vote for 1,000 Uganda shillings. I wish it was Kenyan shillings, but Uganda shillings, you see. So stop voting those MPs who just come and say, you see, you know what, I'm giving a bar soap, I'm giving a kilo of sugar, because that is not worth the 5 years that is going to be in parliament. Excuse me. See, 5 years in parliament, for example, especially those that the incumbents, and 5 years, allow me use this, 5 years, and I will not apologize for this. You are an idiot. You are an idiot in parliament and representing people if you have been in parliament for 5 years and there is no income generating activity that you have set up in your constituency for your youths. You are an idiot, because these are the people who voted for you. Why don't you come up with income generating activities? I'm not saying get your money and establish them. No. Train them. Train the youth in entrepreneurship skills, financial skills, leadership skills, so that at the end of the day, they can be self-reliant. But most of the MPs, for them, they are so much interested when those who vote for them are languishing in poverty and they are in total ignorance. Now, the issue of the woman member of parliament, save for those few that you could be knowing, but of what importance is the woman member of parliament to in a district, or to a woman in a district? Just look, just make it, I mean, do some lighting. You see, touch somewhere in your district and see of what importance has that woman member of parliament been to the women in that constituency, in that district. After voting for them, they go to parliament, they hardly come back. How many income generating activities, how many workshops has that idiotic woman member of parliament? Because I'm saying they are idiotic, because not all of them, but those that have not helped their woman members, their females, or their women in the district. Because I mean, why should I sympathize, and in any case, why should I slice my words when actually you said you are going to represent these women? But what have you brought for them? What projects have you helped them set up? A whole district. There are even some places, or call them some villages, where they have never seen you. They have never seen you at all. Ever since they voted for you, you have never come back to check on them. You have never. Now, you will even wonder, some members of parliament even don't have houses in their constituencies. So now you ask yourself, What kind of electorate is this? You see? They even don't have offices in their constituencies. See? They never come back. Now sometimes they say we are going to consult. Now I know the roles of a member of parliament that you are supposed to play. I mean, it also includes you consulting with your people in the constituency. But how many members of parliament really come back and consult? How many? I think it's time we better become very strict and very serious about these people who go to parliament. I see no reason why somebody will be given term 1 5 years, term 2 5 years, term 3 5 years, 4 terms. Those are how many years? You want to tell me that ever since you went to parliament there are no other boys and girls who have also gotten the qualifications? Who have gotten the qualifications to stand against you? You can't imagine there are even some members of parliament who go on buying some of these funny guys around, these funny guys, and then they want them to say, you see, we want this member of parliament to come, and then it's sole candidate. For example, if you are a woman member of parliament and you have been in parliament for more than 3 consecutive terms, those are 15 years. You mean ever since you got into parliament, you have never really encouraged your fellow members or your fellow women in that constituency to go to school and then acquire the qualifications to replace you? I think it's high time, if there's a possibility, that members of parliament should also have term limits, so that 2 terms, those are 10 years. If this person is really, then that is the end of him or her. Why should somebody super glue on you term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Somebody is going for even more than 30 years in parliament. What is that? You mean in their constituency there is nobody else who has grown up? Somebody else who has acquired the skills, the knowledge? Somebody else who can legislate? Now you wonder sometimes some members of parliament, the younger boys and girls are coming out, by now you start fighting them. Don't think you are the only person who will go to parliament and then represent us. If we have our brothers and sisters who are willing, let them stand against you. Then if you have performed to your expectations, then you will beat them. But don't again start harassing them, start mistreating them because they want to stand against you. A member of parliament who is an incumbent, I see no reason why you should fight here and there again bribing voters. Because when you start bribing voters with soap, with sugar, with whatever, those small 1,000 Uganda shillings, then that means you have not done for them. A member of parliament who has worked for his people will not hustle. In fact, it's the people who said, you know what, come back and represent us. So what kind of member of parliament are you? Are you this stupid member of parliament who is going to corrupt the voters with this cheap soap, cheap sugar, and then the 1,000? Or you are this member of parliament who is going to parliament to see to that you perform to your expectation? You represent your people ably well, so that they know that yes, we have our member of parliament. Excuse me, members of parliament, get serious. Excuse me, you the voter, get serious too. Because the person you send there reflects you, who you are. When you send a lousy person who is just going to sleep in parliament, doesn't even mention anything about your welfare, how you people are going, how the activities, the issues that are disturbing the constituency where he or she comes from, then he's representing you. So a lousy constituency, lousy voters send in lousy members of parliament. When you see a lousy member of parliament, then that means that even his or her voters are lousy. Let's get serious. We are living in the 21st century. Knowledge is everywhere. Information is flowing everywhere. Now there are these other youth very just lounging around, just walking around like headless chicken. Now they are waiting. They wait for election. They wait for time for voting, for time for campaigns. Then they say, hey, we are going to make some money. We are going to make some money. What kind of money are you going to make? Instead of settling and then concentrating on your project. Make associations, get clubs. You have talent, develop your talent. Why don't you do that? Instead of waiting for cheap politics, cheap politicking. Now at the end of the day, you start talking, my member of parliament has not helped me, this and the other. You voted him. It's you voted him. So if he doesn't help you, then you'll go to hell with him or her. So let's get serious. Let's vote these people knowingly. Don't just go and vote a member of parliament, somebody for a member of parliament, because they have given you sugar, they have given you salt, they have given you bread, they have given you 1,000. You can eat, you can consume that money and then give to somebody with ideas. Somebody who is going to help you out of the poverty that you are in, not by giving you money, but by giving you ideas. I believe a member of parliament should be getting to his constituents and then talking to his people, always encouraging them. If you have farmers, please encourage them, lobby for them. Now somebody will say, but how about you are being too harsh? How about obusungu obujewa? How about obusungu obutoirewa here and there? But excuse me, the truth is you are voting for people who are not going to help you. Because if I'm going to be a member of parliament and I've given you my 1,000 Uganda shillings and I've given you a kilo of sugar, I've given you a bowl of soap, how dare you going to stand in front of me and say, how about you have not performed for us, you have not worked for us? How dare you? See? But if, for example, you send Herbert to parliament and Herbert has not given you anything, you have the legacy, you have the right to come and say, Herbert, look, I voted for you. You will not be shy. But why you people don't task your members of parliament is because you eat your little penny. You eat their little money, their little penny. They give you the money, so you even feel shy standing in front of him and accusing him for not performing for you people. Look at the roads where you are coming from. Look at your welfare. I mean, do you have that number, the contact number of your member of parliament? Do you have it? Can you call him and tell him, look, we have such and such a challenge. Please forward it forward it for us in parliament. But you are found seeking for this cheap things. You see, my daughter wants a job. You see, my daughter, I have a problem. I've lost his son, so I need help. You see, I need this and the other. That cheap whatever. At the end of it all, you start complaining. You see, my member of parliament has not done anything. So our parliamentarians have not done anything. It's you who voted for him or her. So next time you go for voting, next time campaigns come about, ask these members of parliament about their manifesto. Who of you, for example, has a manifesto of your member of parliament currently? That this is the manifesto of my member of parliament currently. And if he's not fulfilling or she's not fulfilling what they promised, why don't you accuse them? Tell them, look, you promised A, B, C, D. So sometimes I wonder, the voters, the ball is in your hand. If you don't vote people with good credentials, people who are God-fearing, people really who will value your vote, then you are doomed.